Hello and welcome to our podcast, video podcast I should say. I am Wyatt and today we have a very special guest with us today. He is a well-known biologist. I've personally never heard of him. But I do know that he made a trailer on the Carl Our Last Hope movie, which if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's an amazing movie on Karl Marx and communism. But knowing that, he's obviously qualified for doing this. Please welcome Mr. Sean McMains. I appreciate Sean. We just clapping like that. I think he's a good guy so far.
Thanks for having me, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Pretty bad, to be honest. I'm doing really bad. I mean, my cat got hit by it's a horrible situation I'm in. My cat got hit by a car. But let's forget about that. What's going on? What's happening today?
Well, you asked me if I could help you explain something.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Almost forgot the reason I'm even on the show. But I just need those explained for me. I figured it was a good time. My grandmother stopped breathing last Monday. So it made sense, seeing how respiration is in cellular respiration, and that means something to do with breathing.
Wait, your grandma died? I'm sorry for your loss.
Nah, don't be. Her cooking was decent at best, and she was a convicted criminal.
Convicted?
I don't know. Never seen her before in my life. I never got a chance to meet her. She died.
Wait, what? Never mind. To answer your question, yes, I can help you.
Okay, cool. What can you tell me about photosynthesis?
Well, to start, it takes place in the chloroplast, an organelle in plant and some bacteria cells. There are two stages for photosynthesis.
Two stages.
The light-dependent and the light-independent cycles.
So one works with light and one works without light. Or can work without light.
Yes.
Okay. So what's inside the chloroplast, the photosynthesis machine?
Sort of. Inside the chloroplast.
Okay, the chloroplast.
Are thylakoids. It's a disc-like structure where the light-dependent reaction takes place.
That's a weird name, thylakoids. Sounds like it should be like the shape of someone's thigh or something. I don't know. Thylakoid.
The fluid filling the rest of the chloroplast is called stroma. This is where the light-independent cycle takes place.
Oh, hold on there, friend. I think we should do one process at a time. How about we start with the starting process of photosynthesis? How does that one work?
The formula for photosynthesis is CO2, 6H2O, and solar energy. And this creates C6H12O6 and 6O2. So, in other words, carbon dioxide plus water and solar energy makes glucose and oxygen.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, friend.
But so how it does this is in the light-dependent cycle, which takes place in the thylakoid, as mentioned before.
Okay.
The thylakoid contains a pigment called chlorophyll, which absorbs the sun's
Colorfill?
chlorophyll.
Oh, I thought he was talking about something colorful inside of a chloroplast.
The chloroplast.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. So, go on.
So this absorbs the sun's energy, and which it uses to break oxygen. It uses it to break water into oxygen and hydrogen.
Okay.
So then the rest of the solar energy is transferred along thylakoids to the ATP.
What is ATP? I don't think I've ever heard of something called ATP. It's even possible to spell something with 3 letters. I don't even think that makes grammatical sense in the English language.
You really don't know much about biology, do you?
I will have you know, young man, that I went to elementary school to become a doctor. I can't believe this man over here disrespecting the host like that.
Yes, of course. I went to elementary school to become a doctor as well. I think that's what we all do, right?
It's a really weird coincidence, isn't it?
So, anyway, ATP is energy that the body uses. It stands for adenosine triphosphate. When the third phosphate molecule breaks from the group, a powerful wave of energy is released.
Wave of energy. So it's as if a nuclear bomb went off inside of our body, is that correct?
Yeah, but less destructive and more helpful.
Maybe the nuclear bomb can be helpful in situations.
Anyway, the ATP is then turned into ADP, adenosine diphosphate. Does that answer your question?
Well, I didn't understand any of that, folks, so probably I don't think that answered my question in any way, but I don't think you can explain it to me. I just don't think you understand what you're talking about, son. So let's go on. What is the second process of photosynthesis?
The second process of photosynthesis is the light-independent cycle.
The light-independent cycle, so it doesn't need light.
Correct. Good job.
Is he patronizing me? I feel like he's patronizing me.
Anyway, this process takes place in the stroma, as mentioned before. The ATP and carbon dioxide that the plant takes in is transported to the stroma.
Okay.
Then it is broken down into glucose. Then it's done over and over and over and over and over.
Very interesting. Well, there you have it, folks. That's how photosynthesis works. I surely do hope that you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for listening and watching this man.
Wait, we have another question. I spent $10 to come here, man.
$10? Were you just low on gas? Did you have no gas or something?
I rented a bike for your information. It's better for your health.
Yeah, I don't think my viewers need some health tips. Well, I mean, they might. I don't know if y'all are like unfit or something. Who knows? But I don't know. Are you pointing towards my viewer? He is pointing towards
fit. Okay.
He's passive aggressive towards all of y'all. But you know what? Fine. I was gonna make this a 2-part episode. I'd come back here next week or something.
Next
but
week.
If you would sit.
That's gonna be another $10. These things are not cheap.
You want like 5 houses down, man. You can just walk. It ain't that hard.
I don't own shoes.
My gosh, you don't. Barefoot if you don't notice that. So, you know, I was gonna make this a 2-part episode, but you insist. We'll talk about cellular respiration. Give me a moment. I'm gonna grab some water. If you could just hold my laptop for me, so. It comes this way.
Hello, good friends. Riding those bikes now? Better be. Okay, so we're talking about cellular respiration now. Until it comes back, and then it's gonna be like.
Okay, so as it turns out, I don't have any water left. That pesky fly's in there, by the way. If you want to kill it later.
Fly.
Yeah, there's a few flies.
You guys know what a fly is that doesn't have wings? It's called a walk. Because it can't fly.
Okay, everyone, please boo him off the stage. I can't do it right now. Anyway, cellular respiration. How exactly does that work?
Well, it takes place in 3 processes. The first one is called glycolysis. And the second one, it's called the Krebs cycle. It's kind of like crabs, you know, like crabs,
what?
I assume.
I do love. Did you bring me crabs? I have been craving crab legs for the longest time.
I hate to break it to you, I ate those about 5 minutes ago.
Anyway,
Anyway,
been filming for the last 5 minutes.
so the third stage is called the electron transport chain, or the ETC.
The ATC?
The ETC.
ATC. It's like ATP, but with a C. So let's hear about the first process. Glucose. It was called glucose.
Yeah, glucose is a sugar. If you didn't know, it's a sugar.
I thought that was the process. I thought the process was called.
It's called glycolysis. Big difference.
Glycolysis. What about ISIS?
Glycolysis.
The Geico is in ISIS. So he's got Geico and ISIS, fam. Ladies and gentlemen over here. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with the guy. So, glycolysis. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Let's hear about that.
So it takes place in the cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm. That's a mighty fine place to have it done.
So it can be performed without oxygen, but that leads to fermentation. So we're not going to talk about that. But so we're going to say it takes place with oxygen, which it breaks glucose down.
So simulating glycolysis, but if oxygen was in there. Getting that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Continue.
So this process breaks glucose down, creating 3 carbon molecules and 2 ATP molecules.
Creates 3 carbon molecules?
Yeah.
What are the 3 carbon molecules here, McMeans?
I don't know why you're asking me. He doesn't even... Do you even know what a 3 carbon molecule is?
Yes. It is a molecule that contains at least 2 carbon. Because the other one's got to be something different. I know how molecules work.
So,
okay.
They're
But
called...
just give me the name of the guy.
They're called... They're either... They're called pyruvic and pyruvate.
Pyruvic, ladies and gentlemen. I think he means pyruvic and pyruvate.
That's what I said.
It is?
Okay.
I don't understand what on earth you're talking about. I guess he doesn't know what he is either. What exactly is fermentation? What I get is that fermentation happens when there's no oxygen inside of the cell membrane. Cytoplasm, sorry, the cytoplasm.
The cell membrane. Okay, so
Don't patronize me, son.
So fermentation
Okay.
allows glycolysis to continue without making ATP by removing electrons. There are 2 types. Lactic acid fermentation
Ooh, lactic acid fermentation.
and alcoholic fermentation.
So we've got LAF and... never mind, ladies and gentlemen. Continue.
Lactic acid fermentation, lactic acid is produced instead of ATP.
Okay.
When oxygen is available to the cells again, the cells will break down this lactic acid very, very quickly. And then alcoholic fermentation, a more interesting one.
It's much more it's more interesting if I see where this is going.
It occurs in yeast and a few other plants. But
It's the darn fly. Sean, get the fly swatter. I'm taking this sun down. Oh, I was gonna set this down for a moment. What happened to my accent? Oh, no. Never mind, it left.
oh,
Stay back.
okay. So
I'm just gonna do this for the rest of the
anyway, the alcoholic fermentation.
Okay, yeah, the alcohol fermentation. I'm gonna like this if I know exactly where this is going.
So we're going to use yeast as an example. So the yeast will break down the glucose into carbon dioxide and alcohol.
Ooh. I mean, that's my stuff right there. It's, I'm gonna take it like, this can be used in like, cleaning solutions and, alcoholic beverages.
Oh yeah, just the cleaning solutions. Nothing else. Okay.
Wait, I thought, so my alcohol is made because of yeast.
Yes.
Yes,
that is correct.
Okay, he's all sorts of confusing me now. What about that second process that we were talking about for the...
So yeah, the Krebs cycle.
Okay, the Krebs cycle.
It's also known as the citric acid cycle.
Citric acid cycle.
oranges, you know. This
That's not the acid I was thinking of.
this process takes place in the Matrix, right movie. Should have started that one.
Ah, I love that movie.
But it's in the matrix of the mitochondria. Basically, what happens is the 2,3 carbon molecules from the last cycle
Ooh, pyruvic acid.
are broken down into a chemical reaction cycle into 2 ATP molecules.
So we're right back at the ATP. I don't want to have this conversation about the ATP again.
Carbon dioxide is also created.
So how are these molecules broken down, Sean?
Do you even want to know? Like, you aren't? I've been explaining all of this to you. Have you understood anything I've said to you?
Honestly, I've not understood a word this man has said. I'm sorry, Sean. So I'm going to say it's probably a better thing that if we don't explain this, because I don't want to have you more confused than anything.
No, I'm gonna explain it anyway.
Wait.
To confuse him even more. So,
You.
third cycle. Electron,
third cycle.
transport
ETC,
chain.
ETC.
Yeah, etc. This process happens inside the inner membrane of the mitochondria.
Yeah. Mitochondria seems like a really important thing. Is it a very important thing in cell?
It is. It's very mighty. It creates glucose. No, it creates ATP. It uses glucose to create the ATP.
Okay. So what about the actual cycle here, the ETC?
So what happens is it uses this ATP from the first 2 processes, you know, the glycolysis and the Krebs cycle.
Glycolysis.
So they transfer it into a chain of proteins. He likes chains, he likes food chains.
I do love food chains.
But it can create 36 to 38 ATP molecules, correct?
I'm Liz. I was honestly just thinking about the ATP, thinking that could be a restaurant name.
Oxygen molecules and water molecules are created as a byproduct.
So I don't think I learned anything. I truly don't know at all what this man was talking about here. But, you know what, there you have it, folks. This was an interesting episode. Nothing...
Wait, you didn't learn anything? What was the point of me spending my $10 to grab a bike, to come down 5 whole houses, to tell you about cellular respiration and photosynthesis if you didn't even learn anything? What if your elder grandmother dies and you have to have me back over again? Did you ever think about that, sir? Huh?
What? Mr. Sean, get... Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the reaction we got out of Mr. Sean. Thank you for listening to another episode of Pretending to be Stupid to make fools of famous people. I am your host, Wyatt Mahaffey. I will see you next time.